Everyone thought the war in Jacksonville was about to reignite after Foolio got murdered. But what actually happened paints a way deeper picture of the streets, betrayals, and shifting alliances behind the scenes. At first glance, it looked like 6 Block was going to bring hell to the city. But now, nearly a year later, the violence has taken a strange turn, not louder, but quieter, colder. Foolio got hit in Tampa on his birthday in June 2024. He was celebrating, relaxing, and moving like the beef wasn't still active. But the streets don't forget. Reports say a crew affiliated with a TK in 1200 tracked his location through his social media posts. By the time Foolio realized what was happening, it was already too late. They boxed him in and let off shots. He died at the scene, and his death sent shockwaves through the rap world. Everyone expected 6 Block to slide hard after that. People started watching the bodies in Jacksonville. A few shootings did happen, a drive-by near Edgewood, a robbery gone wrong on Myrtle Avenue, and another body dropped off at a hospital with no explanation. But the details didn't line up. One of the first names to pop up after Foolio's death was RoBoy, a known affiliate of 1200. 2 weeks after Foolio got killed, RoBoy was found shot execution style behind a rundown gas station on the east side. The blogs jumped on it instantly, saying it was 6 Block getting revenge. But the cops said it was a robbery. Then RoBoy's mother went on Facebook and said he'd been getting threats and that she knew it was related to Foolio. Nothing was proven and no arrests were made. But the rumors kept growing. Another name getting mentioned was DeeMurda, one of Foolio's closest friends. He was always right by his side during the 6 Block versus a TK war. But after the murder, DeeMurda vanished. No IG posts, no stories, no songs. Some people said he fled to Atlanta. Others say he's laying low to avoid the heat, or possibly being watched by the feds. Around this time, the blogs and podcasts started trying to piece together the next moves. Brick Baby, who isn't even from Jacksonville, hopped on No Jumper claiming a TK was losing people left and right. He said 6 or 7 members had been dropped since Foolio's murder. But a TK affiliates clapped back quick. A TK key aired Brick Baby out on IG Live, calling him a liar and saying none of it was true. Then Yungeen Ace himself got on Instagram and said, "Ain't nobody died since Julio? Brick Baby capping for views." And that seemed true for the most part. A TK in 1200 didn't have any confirmed deaths, but a name did come up: Fizzle. Fizzle wasn't directly repping a TK or 1200, but he was close to people who were. His little brother Leaky was allegedly putting in major work for 1200 before he got smoked in 2020. Leaky had allegedly shot at Foolio's girlfriend and might have been behind the murder of an AFB member named Petey, AK-35. Fizzle ended up getting shot at night while leaving the studio. Some people tried to say he wasn't really in the streets, that he was just making music. But according to a rapper named Tony Cho, Fizzle had been stepping too. In a now-deleted Instagram story, Tony said, "Fizzle ain't soft." They played, we zipped him. Tony Cho's name goes even deeper. A lot of people believe that Tony Cho was actually the spark behind the original beef between Foolio and Yungeen Ace. According to some stories, the war didn't start with the hit on Zion Brown, Foolio's cousin. It started with Tony Cho and Trey Shorty, one of Ace's shooters. Tony allegedly robbed Trey Shorty weeks before the war popped off. Trey came back trying to get revenge and ended up running into Foolio's cousin Zion instead. Some say Ace was just riding with his homie and didn't even know Zion was going to get hit. Either way, the war started from there. Foolio never forgave it, and Ace never backed down. Now, back to Fizzle. His death got even more complicated when police reports surfaced suggesting he may have been in contact with the shooters who killed Foolio. One of the shooters, Rashad Ghost Murphy, allegedly tried to use Fizzle as an alibi. Texts pulled from Ghost's phone showed messages like, "I'm coming home. My thirst is quenched. Pop a bottle of Don Julio today." Ghost might have also been behind a Reddit account that was leaking info before the news even broke. The account named Ghost Zay and a third dude named Ben as the shooters. Then the same account threatened the fan, saying they'd end up like Foolio. The cops caught Ghost pretty quick, but his cousin, Davian Murphy, stayed on the run for months. He had just gotten out of prison before the Foolio hit and was broke, couch hopping, hiding in plain sight. Eventually, they caught him in Jacksonville. During his interrogation, Davian started acting out the shooting, pretending to hold a rifle and pacing the room. Another one of the shooters made headlines for trying to escape by crawling into the ceiling of the interrogation room. The whole hit squad was falling apart, and now prosecutors are pushing for the death penalty. But even with the shooters booked, the case isn't over. The cops are looking into more names. JDo Breezy and Spinabenz got mentioned in the police report. JDo allegedly sent a Cash App payment that funded the Airbnb in Tampa where the shooter stayed. That payment alone could get him wrapped up in a RICO. What makes it worse is that JDo and Spinabenz used to be tight. They allegedly slid on ops together. But after Foolio got killed, something changed. The two started throwing shots online, and JDo dropped a track called I'm Hurting, where he raps, I still got love for Spins, even though he don't see it in my eyes, feel betrayed, supposed to be my brother, but it's that pride. Spinabenz responded in an interview, saying JDo shouldn't have named him in the song. Then JDo went off on IG Live, exposing personal drama and claiming Spinabenz tried to hook up with his sister. It spiraled fast. JDo said he wanted to fight. Spinabenz kept throwing shade. Even Wapawit Choppa, Spinabenz's brother, told both of them to stop airing it online. But neither of them backed down. Meanwhile, Yungeen Ace shocked everyone by saying a TK was done. He said the group was over and he was focused on music, but people aren't buying it. They think he's trying to distance himself because the feds are closing in. 6 Block isn't solid either. A murder who was driving the car when Foolio got hit said he blames himself. In a track called June 23rd, he rapped, Conversation with my surgeon. I know she saw me hurting. Woke up from that table. All I'm thinking about is purging. He promised a slide for Foolio. But another 6 Block member called him out for capping. The drama turned inward, and instead of spinning blocks, they're beefing with each other. A murder even caught a high-speed chase in Jacksonville and crashed out hard. It looked like the end for him. And honestly, it might be the end for the whole war. In 2024, Jacksonville's murder rate dropped to the lowest it's been in 20 years. The streets are still dangerous, but the energy is shifting. Foolio's death should have lit a fire. Instead, it might have put the whole war on ice. The streets are still watching. The feds are still building cases. And the city, it's holding its breath, waiting to see who falls next. At the end of the day, Jacksonville ain't just another rap city. It's a battlefield hiding behind beats, IG Lives, and diss tracks. What looked like a never-ending cycle of revenge might actually be reaching its breaking point. Not because people forgave, but because too many got hit, locked up, or just faded away. The war that made the whole country tune in is now a ghost town. But don't get it twisted, just because it's quiet don't mean it's over. Bodies may not be dropping like before, but the damage is still being felt. Crews are divided. Friendships have turned to fear. And the feds? They're still watching every move. One wrong word, one IG post, one old song, and the whole thing could explode again. This is Rap Madness, where we don't just talk rap, we dig into the chaos behind the bars. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, tap the bell, and drop a comment on who you think will rise or fall next in the Jacksonville scene. Because the story, it's far from over.